I once got written up because a eavesdropping coworker overheard me talking about my drug use. I'm an insulin-dependent diabetic and I was giving another coworker advice to PSS onto her recently diagnosed father. I told my friend that her hair looked cute and she turned toward me and snapped. So it doesn't look cute all the other days. My food allergy. I'm severely allergic to all peanuts, nuts, fish and seafood. Totally sucks. But that's my life. I've had plenty of people over the years get offended when I turn things down due to my allergy. Like legit all I have to say is oh no. I can't have any. Thank you for the offer. I got a food allergy. I have to say no and I instantly get the stink eye and judgmental comments thrown my way about how rude I am. Like sorry I can't eat the food that will kill me. This one time in high school, I went out to dinner with a huge group of friends. They all ordered a seafood appetizer after I repeated multiple times I was allergic. But they went ahead anyways, which is whatever. But one friend got a salad as well and didn't like tomatoes. But I do. So she took her fork that she was eating the seafood with to pick the tomatoes out of her salad to give to me. I had to tell her I couldn't eat the tomatoes because it touched her seafood. She got all offended. And then put the tomatoes on a clean fork and I still had to repeat that it's been contaminated and I still couldn't eat it. She'll just have to waste it or give it to someone else who's eating seafood. She gave me a huge stink eye for that. Made a comment to someone beside her. And made me feel like complete shit because I couldn't eat her cross-contaminated tomatoes. Black Friday sales, also all other sales. I work in customer service and you wouldn't believe the amount of hate we get for having low prices. I bought it 3 weeks ago and now it's reduced. This is an outrage. I used to work at a clothing store. We had a buy one, get one free sale. An old lady was pissed at me because she didn't understand she had to have 2 items in order to get one free. My own name. I have lived in several European countries. When I lived in Spain I introduced myself to this colleague who told me off and said that in Spain I should pronounce my name like the Spanish would say it. Not hating on the Spanish BTW. It was just this girl. Not sure how authentic this was seeing as it was shared on Facebook, but I remember earlier this year a group of people were claiming a cereal mascot was racist toward black people simply because it was a cartoon monkey. It really shocked me because A, it was a bear not a monkey, and B, if you can't look at a cartoon monkey without thinking of a black person, doesn't that make you the racist? Someone found out that I'm on the autistic spectrum and was deeply offended that I was not needing basically 24/7 care and supervision like Rain Man. Some days. The greatest challenge of the autism spectrum is condescension. Years ago when I was in university I worked at a popular retail outlet that sold baby clothes. An older woman and a younger woman, I'm guessing mother-daughter pair, comes in with I guess the younger woman's baby. A newborn at that. Of course as I'm helping the pair I'm cooing over this itty bitty cutie and ask how adorable. How old is she? The older woman, who I guess is the grandma and was enjoying the attention so far, starts looking daggers at me and says icily he is just gone on 2 months. And his name is generic common boy's name here. Like Daniel. And we are looking for boy clothing. The rest of the time I was helping she was just glaring me down. Like forgive me lady for not knowing this sentient flesh potato dressed in a generic yellow jumpsuit is a boy or a girl. My co-workers and I were discussing our ancestry this weekend. Maybe 6 people. The extent of it was yeah I'm 6% black. 20% German. Stuff like that. Someone complained to management they were offended because we were talking about race. Some game show host lost their shit because a contestant wore a shirt that looked like something their husband would wear. Like, she accused the contestant of acting better than her husband over a shirt. I don't know about most inoffensive, but it did make me SMH. To start, I am a white female. I have a co-worker Peggy who is black. I have known Peggy for 20 plus years. Peggy takes great pride in her appearance and always has her hair and nails done. She does all kind of different stuff with her hair, different colors, styles, curled, straight, etc., and it always looks amazing and flattering on her. So, whenever Peggy has a new hairstyle, I always compliment her on it. She smiles, laughs and says thank you. I've been doing this for literally 20 years. I mentioned this to another co-worker Liz in Psing and she said that I should watch my step because complimenting Peggy on her hair could be offensive because it was racially based and I shouldn't single Peggy out because she's black. She said that she was only speaking up because she didn't want me to get in trouble with HR. I just kind of looked at Liz askance and changed the subject. I'm hoping if Peggy was in any way offended by me complimenting her hairstyle, that she'd speak to me directly or she'd go to HR herself. In 20 years that hasn't happened. Gotta love when A. Someone is offended on another's behalf. B. The perceived offense is utterly absurd. Back before caller ID was popular, people got a fair bit of wrong numbers. I've known people who got angry and verbally abused the wrong number caller when the mistake was made clear. I never made sense to me why this was. To be fair, some people would claim wrong number in order to divine some information or for other reasons. But, come on. Once when we were teenagers I came downstairs and said wow it's really blue out today referring to the sky. My sister turned and screamed at me why would you say that about my weight? I'm still confused over 10 years later. I was at the zoo with a male friend and his 3 kids. The toddler was getting fussy so I offered to sit in the air-conditioned cave viewing area for the sea lions with him and the baby while my friend took the older kid to another exhibit. I fed the baby a bottle while it is sitting in the stroller. This woman runs up on us hysterical that I am not holding my baby and breastfeeding it. She acts like she is going to smack the bottle from my hand. I explained that it's not my baby to breastfeed as she's ranting about the baby growing up poorly because of lack of human contact from its heartless mother. I was back working in contract jobs after not having work for about 5 months. I wasn't all caught up on the new processes yet. I overheard another temp chatting with a manager. When she sat back down, I casually said, "Oh, is that the new process now? I'm still getting caught up." She threw a fit, yelling at me and saying never in my life have I ever had someone try and sabotage my career like this. She grabbed her purse and left for an hour. She refused to talk to me for like 2 days after LOL. She also refused to train me because if I fucked up, It would look bad on her. LOL. Other staff actually apologized on a regular basis on her behalf. My friend almost got into a fight because some guy refused to believe that kielbasa is the same as Polish sausage. Conversation I had at work. Me. The bathroom is for customers only. Guy. So you want me to buy something just to use the bathroom? Me. That is what the bathroom is for customers only means. Yes. Guy. Huffing fine. Give me a Coke. Me. That'll be $1.50. Money is exchanged. I try to hand him the bottle of Coke. Guy. I don't want that. Me. What do you want me to do with it? Then. Guy. You fucking drink it? Me. Oh. Thank you. That's so kind. Guy. Screaming, don't fucking thank me for that, you goddamn piss Nazi. A woman once got really seriously angry with me for pronouncing the H in Amherst. I told a guy I didn't think we would work out because I couldn't match his activity level. When I reminded him I sometimes use a wheelchair, he got super offended and actually called me a cripple. I'm just glad he showed his true colors from the beginning so I didn't waste more than a couple weeks on him. My disability isn't something that should offend anyone. Black in Spanish being Negro. I was out to lunch with a group one afternoon. This group included me, my parents, a handful of other adults, and one of my best friends, who's a guy. I'm a girl. After eating, he ordered dessert, which was chocolate cake. And like in most restaurants, the slice was huge. He didn't finish it all, so I offered to finish it for him. And he PSSED the plate to me. Later in the week I hear from my mom that apparently one of the women in our group found it inappropriate that my friend and I shared the cake. I hesitate to even say shared BC, he ate most of it and then I finished it. It's not like we were side by side eating or feeding each other or sharing forks or something. Fortunately nobody else cared, so my mom and I just shook our heads and laughed about it. The carrot cake was super good. BTW. Somebody I followed on Instagram revealed that she were pregnant and received a reply about how the announcement was offensive to people who couldn't have children. Poor lady just wanted to share being excited about her first child. I called someone fam after we had a minor disagreement, like you do you. Fam, and they went off on me, saying I was basically calling them the N-word. A girl said that she needed to lose weight. I said I didn't think that was true and she looked good the way she was. Then she blew up on me saying I shouldn't talk about people's bodies and I need to let fat people be fat. Then accused me of only liking skinny bitches. A longtime parishioner took umbrage when she entered church on Sunday and saw someone sitting in her pew. She told them it was her pew and that either they move or she was going to leave. Calling myself out on this one. I once got offended because someone called me pretty. I thought he was really saying it because he thought I was dumb. That was a bit embarrassing once I realized he actually did just think I was pretty. I posted this last time this question was asked. So it seems it will still be applicable. When I was a child, maybe 8 or 9 years old, was out with mom, who was shopping. She paid with a check. and the cashier remarked that my mum had nice handwriting. At which my mum went off on one. And well her. I just followed. Stormed out in absolute outrage. I have no idea what it was about. But, going from questions I got last time, the cashier was not being sarcastic. One time in CLSS, a friend and I were talking about the singer Leonard Cohen. And my friend asked me what his ethnicity was. So I simply stated that he was Jewish. And a couple of our classmates immediately turned around and called us racist and anti-Semitic. This will probably get buried, but it's one of my favorite holiday stories. Back when I worked retail, it was very early January and one of our cashiers was telling people to have a Happy New Year. Some guy got extremely offended because they apparently don't celebrate New Year's. To this day I don't know what was going on. Because that's pretty much an entirely secular holiday. The year is starting over whether you acknowledge that or not. My dude.